What's up, Infected? Welcome to the Quarantine. Today I'm going to be doing a video making a new insert from Go7 Gaming. Now there are quite a few here, as you see here, and there's a couple more on this side. This is from Go7 Gaming, and it is an insert for the other 7 sins, along with all of the sins and the different, what are they called? The extra teams, that's what it is, that you can get. They sent me all of this to be able to put together on this video and to be able to review what I think about it. So that's what this is going to be. Sit back, hope you enjoy, and we'll see you at the end of this. Alright, and this is the Go7 Gaming inserts for the other 7 sins, fully built. Now, there's a couple things I'm going to note before we dive into this. I don't have anything packed exactly right, and I'll touch a little bit more on it later, but I have it packed enough so you get a good enough idea of what they are. Now, I'm going to say right out of the gates, the quality of these ones, it's a lot harder to build than it would be for, say, Meeple Realty and Broken Token, but the quality is much, much better. They're much sturdier. They require no sanding, so that alone was great. We're going to do the core box last, so let's get that out of here. We're going to start with the Apocalypse box. Now, I didn't get the Apocalypse game. I had to borrow this one from a friend. I wound up late pledging to the other 7 sins, and at the time I didn't have the money for the Apocalypse set. So, one of the ones I plan on getting back now, or that I plan on getting eventually. Now, I noticed the Apocalypse set comes with 4 boards. There's nowhere in this for them to really fit, so I had to set them on the top. Now, that could be, like, these say A1, 2, 3, and 4, so I'm assuming they came with the Apocalypse set. Again, I didn't actually have it, and so you have this here. I'm gonna assume that it came with it, but this is what was in Buddy of Mine's box. So, the board sits on top of it. Now, as you see here, I don't have all of the stuff here, because I guess you're supposed to put other stuff, I don't know. But you get the idea. Super good. These fit really, really cool in here. They have these little, I don't even know what the hell they're called. These little, things like that they sit really nice. So if you paint your minis, these minis aren't really touching at all, which is nice. They're pretty sturdy. You shake them around, they're not moving a whole lot. But that's pretty cool. You move this up, and you have the player boards that are supposed to go in here. And I think the reason why a lot of this stuff isn't in here is a buddy of mine did pretty much the same thing I do. I like to keep everything in one box if possible. That way all I gotta do is grab the box. And you'll actually see that in my base box. I have most of the stuff in there. I have the other stuff split between these just so you can get an idea, but everything that you see in these, for the most part, will actually fit in here, and I'll get to that later. But everything fits in here well. Now, one thing I noticed that was weird is there isn't really a designated spot for the cards that come with the Apocalypse stuff. So I don't really, like, you have these little notches here that you're supposed to be able to put like one of these in, but I don't know, you can't really fit the cards in like that because this sits on top of it, so I just had to lay them down like that. So I don't know. It seemed like an oversight to me, but maybe I'm misunderstanding. So that is the Apocalypse box. Overall, I'm very, very, very impressed with the quality of Go 7 Gaming's box. So toss this over here and give that back to a buddy of mine. Now, I put this in the Gamma Team box, but this really works for all of the different teams that you can get. Now, this one I put some random dudes in here. Now these, like I said, are going to fit in my base box, and I took them out to put them in here, and it'll make more sense later. But this is basically how this one's going to look. And you got your player boards here, and you know, the spots where all your dudes can go. The ones with the bigger bases would fit over here, and you just remove one of these here. Now, this one comes with a bunch of extra pieces like this, so you can mix them, match them wherever you want. So they everything fits really well. And again, I cannot talk enough about how thick all of this wood is. It's super thick, very solid, very smooth. Like, I have to sand Meeple Realty and Broken Tokens because they're really coarse and I don't like the way they feel. These are very aesthetically pleasing. They're smooth. I really, really like them. So you got your player boards here for all the characters, and they all fit here, and then the boards that come with them as well. Now, one thing with these boards, there's an area over here that allows you to pull these out, which is really nice, because other than that, you would not be able to get these out. You'd have to flip the whole thing over. So that was a nice attention to detail. I did not realize that until almost, like, I was getting ready to start recording, and I went, oh! Now, I'm recording this a couple weeks after I built them because I've had just a lot of crap going on. So that is how the teams work. So let's toss that bad boy there. Now, for my favorite sin, if I believed in a heaven or hell, this is exactly where I'd be going because it's my favorite sin. But this is what these look like. They're very simple. They're all very modular. These modular? Words are hard. These... Did I glue that one in? Maybe I glued that one in by accident. No. Okay, so these pop out and allows you to adjust them however you want. Now, also you'll see when you see my base box why not everything in the Lust is in here, but this gives you the basic idea. Everything fits in here. It's very modular. You put, you know, this here. You have all these in separate ones. So if you paint them, these jostle around and it's not going to do a whole lot of damage to those minis. Again, cannot compliment them enough with the thickness and the quality of these inserts. Everything fits together, well, these anyways, fit together really snug. Now, you do have to use glue. It is no question, because these things sit together, and as you saw in my, or you may have seen in the video, I had to use a rubber band to hold everything together while I waited for the glue to dry, whereas Broken Token and Meeple Realty, you don't have to. A lot of the stuff fits together so snug, you don't have to glue it. It's just recommended that you do. These, you must. It will not fit together. So, here's the base box. Now, I like to try to fit everything in the base box, and you'll be pleased to know that for the most part, everything fits in here. The only thing that does not is actually, let me get these over here. I probably should have had them up ready, but is some of the player boards. So what you see here and what you just saw in that team box, those are the only things that I could not fit in this base box. So I have all the base game tiles in here, and then the rest of these I'm probably just gonna, I don't know, have sitting off to the side somewhere in case I want to use them. But for the most part, I've played this game quite a bit, and I've never needed to use the non-base maps. So I don't know, but everything fits right here on top. And as I said earlier, I have everything in this box. So these all I sit up on top. I moved some over here to, where was it, the Gamma Team, I think it was, but I just piled them up here and the box doesn't sit flush, and that's really the only problem. So if you're that kind of person, you can fit almost everything into the base game box. Now, as you see here, everything fits real snug-like. There's plenty of room with these cards here for sleeves. The only thing I would be worried about with sleeving these is I need to get around to sleeving these, so I know some of you guys are having a shit fit. You can calm the hell down. I do intend on sleeving these, but the issue is I don't know if these are going to fit here, so I'm going to have to adjust the things here, and I have minis that are going here, but it's not that big of a deal. When I sleeve it, I can figure something out. But if it's the big, I think he's Gluttony, I think? I don't remember. No, he's Envy. That's right. He's the Envy big guy. I don't remember. It's been a while since I've gotten a chance to play this one. But yeah, he's the big guy. So then you have... Oh, make sure you grab the right one. So I don't have any of these glued. Some of them are glued. Some of them are not. The ones that go this way are not glued. The ones that go this way... Yeah, the ones that go this way are not. So everything fits here. So in the base game, you're going to have all of your... these guys, I cannot for the life of me remember what they're called, but you're going to have all of these in here, the characters, and then you're going to have some of these guys here as well. So everything fits like that, real nice like. Put that bad boy over there. This comes out, so you have all your cards, which is really nice. This one is probably the most intricate out of all of them, but I mean, it's for the base game. So if you're like me, again, everything fits down here, no problem. I could probably fit more of those tiles in here, but it'd just be a headache. So everything fits. You put the base game tiles down here like this, and then you can fit everything else, all of the different acolytes, that's what they're called, down here, so that way you can have all of them. So now what I do is I put one acolyte of each kind, but then you're just going to choose one of these to be able to use. That way all of them are represented, and I don't have to carry around 10 million boxes. You know, there's one of everything over there, but you're just going to choose one of these. Because, I mean, it's for aesthetics anyways, so. And that's what I do with the sins as well. I choose my favorite model from each sin, and so that way they're all represented. So I'm only, say, you know, I'm only going to use Lust, but I have one mini of each one of these because it's aesthetics anyways. But this is just to give you an idea of how everything fits in these. So you got, you know, spots down here for the big guys, as you see, and then you got player boards here. So if you're not like me and you don't mind, you know, a bunch of different boxes, everything fits in here beautifully. You have these here, you have the little areas for these, you have the player boards that come in the base game, then you have this, which is really nice, that has all the tokens in it. You can shuffle them up and leave them in here. They're separated by type, so you have the blue tokens, then you got the anarchy symbols, and so on and so forth. Really, really well done, really well thought out. You have all the dice that sit here, which is nice. And a point in case here, from what I remember, let me double check. Yeah, the dice don't, like, you can squeeze them in here to where they fit in here like just really snug, but then of course you're not going to be able to get any out. And I like that. It almost feels like that was a design choice, because now it forces enough room in here so you can get your fingers in and actually pull out some dice. So I thought that was really nice, really well done. If you really tried, you can squeeze these packed full, but you'd be an idiot to do so. Then let's pull these out. You got this, you know, your little hearts, your corruption markers, all your miscellaneous words are so hard today. I only woke up a couple days ago. It's been a long morning already. I woke up a couple hours ago. But then you have another little finger hole here. Let me see if that shows up on camera. Got another little finger hole here. That's what she said. So you can pull these out. Really, you know, again, well thought out. All of these, even the really awkward ones like this with the giant ass sword, they fit down here no problem. But you know, you'll have to lay them down, and that's about it. Like that. You got the big guy here. He fits. I think they're Envy. These guys here that look creepy as shit, they fit in here no problem. Everything fits in here perfect. Now, am I going to recommend this insert? Yes. Yes, I highly, highly do. Especially if you are the type of person who is okay with having multiple boxes. You have your box for the Gamma Team, your box for each sin, you have your others base game, you have your Apocalypse box, and you don't mind having all of those boxes here. I highly recommend these. The quality of these are just insane. They're really, really well done. They're not too difficult to put together. It's just time consuming because you must glue it, so get some rubber bands. Make sure you glue everything, rubber band together, leave it there for 24 hours, and everything fits in here super snug, very well done. Everything just feels so nice, looks really nice. Highly recommend it. Now, if you're like me and like to try to keep everything in the one box, that one's going to be a little more difficult because I do like this. Now, granted, I got it for free to be able to review, and I'm going to be using it because it's very well done, but to buy it, I would definitely recommend to try it. if you're okay with the fact that your box is going to close down to, like, the lid of your box is going to come down to about here. If you're okay with that, then yes, I highly recommend it because everything fits real snug. I eventually, maybe, hopefully, probably plan on painting all of these minis eventually, and it makes it to where, you know, I seal my minis, but it's, you know, just jostling around. It's gonna eventually, these minis rubbing against each other is eventually going to destroy my paint job that I spent so much time on. So the fact that all of these minis, even with everything crammed into the one box except for these city tiles, it works really well. But kind of your mileage may vary because, again, I have one model from every sin. So like I have this guy here, I have this guy representing Envy. Or no, I think I have another one representing Envy, which is this guy. I put him here because he is by far the most badass one out of all of them. Like the big guy, I don't remember what the hell they're called. What are they called? The avatars. He's the most badass looking avatar. But then as you see here, I have, where's the lust? Here's my Acolyte one because it shows some boobies. So that was my favorite. And then I have, you know, each of the sins. I think this is one of the ones from Lust. I don't remember. And then I have one of the Acolytes here to represent each one of the types of Acolytes. Or is this Lust? I think this might be Lust. I don't know. You get the idea. Everything fits in here with me. So if you're okay with doing that, yes, get this if you're like me. But if not, your mileage may vary. Plastic baggies and just a giant box does also work as well. So anyways, really, really good insert. Anyways, check them out. If I remember, I'll put a link to Go7 Gaming down in the description. If you like my channel, check it out on Patreon as well if you'd like to help support the show. I also have a tip jar down in the description. Patreon should be right up here somewhere. Check those out. Any help, any assistance is definitely appreciated. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time in the quarantine.